sisters, Jai Sai Ram.
Jai Sai Ram.
That was a good welcome. My name is Harsha, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm an SSE teacher from Warrington Sai Centre. Today it is my privilege that Swami has chosen me as his instrument to look after you all on this auspicious occasion of Ladies' Day. I'll now pass over to Shankar Bhai, who will be giving the welcome address on behalf of the Halifax group.
Respected elders, brothers and sisters, Jai Sai Ram.
Jai Sai Ram.
On behalf of Halifax group of Sri Sathya Sai organization, I'm very much privileged to welcome you all to the regional Mahila Day event for 2005. As you are well aware, the birth of Halifax group has been less than 1 year, which is just 10 months. And I would like to convey my grateful thoughts to Swami, actually, for giving this opportunity within 1 year to host a regional event. Without support of all of you, it would have been not possible. And thank you very much for all of you for that. When our brothers and sisters asked me to give welcome address, I was just thinking what is the best way of giving the welcome speech today. So perhaps I think it's a good idea. On behalf of all the men sitting here, it's better to welcome all the women because it's a Mahila Day today. So I would like to welcome every Mahila today in the program on behalf of every man here. Perhaps I think it's a good idea to give you all some background about Mahila Day. Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba declared Ladies' Day on November 19th, 1995. And he magnanimously declared that the 19th of November will be celebrated as Ladies' Day to highlight the sacred qualities of women and lay renewed emphasis of the quality of motherhood. On this day, all the activities at Puttaparthi Mandir, right from the morning Suprabhatam to Nagar Sankirtana, are carried out by ladies. And one of the quotes from Sri Sathya Sai speaks here that as today is a sacred day dedicated to women, they should change themselves and help to change the men and the children. They should develop the qualities of sympathy, compassion, love, and sacrifice. They should study the lives of our great women who were models of patience, fortitude, compassion, and sacrifice. I desire that we should take up the reins of leadership and bring peace and prosperity to the nation by leading ideal lives. This is from Sathya Sai Speaks, Volume 28, Chapter 32. Swami went on to say in one of the volumes of Sanatana Sarari that women should realize that irrespective of their education or position, their foremost obligation is to protect the home. For lakhs of students and children who go to the school, the mother is the first teacher. And the saying continues in Sanatana Sarari. Today we are going to watch the performances of women from various places of Region 5 of Sri Sathya Sai organization. I'm sure you will be immersed in joy, bliss, and also get enlightenment about various epics, scriptures, stories, etc. Before we could commence our further program, I got a responsibility to tell you about a few housekeeping points. There are two fire exits on the right side, and the toilets are situated just at the reception on the right side again. And we are not expecting any fire test today, I'm told by the organizing committee, so we need not worry about that. And if you've got any further queries or if you need any further help, please ask one of the volunteers from the organizing committee. Without further ado, I would like to really pass it on to Harsha, who is the master of the event for today and who is going to guide us through the program. I hope you will definitely enjoy today's activities. And Jai Sai Ram. Thank you.
So our next item today is by the Halifax group, and they have composed some prayers and also a dance. I believe the children will be doing some prayers first, and then I'll be introducing the dance thereafter, just to give you an idea of what it is there before me. So without further ado, I'll pass on to the children.
Kratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastopyam Varade Kamarupani Vidyarambam Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Sada.
Thank you, children. I'm sure they deserve another round of applause. Swami has said so many times that children are the future of tomorrow, our leaders for tomorrow, and I'm sure we've got 3 very strong leaders there. So the dance that's going to follow now is in celebrating the glory of womanhood, and the ladies will be presenting a dance drama dedicated to our Divine Mother, Durga. This has been choreographed to the melodious Maheshasura Murti, composed by Sri Adi Sankacharya. I've been told that the artists are all amateurs, though I'm sure they're going to produce an especially professional performance today. But it's their sincere offering to present this piece to our universal mother, Mother Sai.
Sai Ram. Telugu-speaking devotees in the audience will have heard these beautiful words from Sri Bhammara Andhra Mahabhagavatam, beseeching the Divine Mother Durga. While an accurate translation would be difficult, the sloka's essence is about the Divine Mother, Amma, and the theme of the dance sequence.
Ammala Gannayamma, Mugurammala Moolaputamma, Chala Peddamma, Suraru Namma Kadu Paradi Puchanayamma, Tannulo Nammina, Velputammala, Manammula Nunnediyamma, Durgamayamma.
Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarva Sadike
सर्वके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते Saraswati, beautiful goddess of knowledge, music and the arts, is considered the consort of Brahma, the creator. She represents fertility and prosperity. In Vedanta, she is considered to be the feminine energy and knowledge aspect, Shakti of Brahman. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Sri Mahalakshmi or Lakshmi is the Hindu goddess of wealth, auspiciousness, purity, prosperity and generosity. She also embodies charm, beauty and grace. She is the consort of Lord Mahavishnu. Namastestu Mahamaye Sri Vide Surapujite Namastestu Mahamaye Sri Vide Surapujite Sankachakra Gadaste Mahalakshmi Namostute Mahalakshmi Namostute Mahalakshmi Namostute. Parvati is Shakti, the consort of Lord Shiva, the mother of Ganesha and Kartikeya, and the sister of Lord Vishnu. Parvati is considered as a complete incarnation of Adi Parashakti, with all the other goddesses being her manifestations. Lord Rama extolled the divinity of the mother when he said, Janani Janmabhumischa Swargadati Gariyasi, meaning the mother and the motherland are superior to heaven. Trayokya-vandite Triloka-vidyate Anugrahadate Sukha-pradate Gajavadana Vinayaka-mate Parvati Shiva-sati Namostute Trayokya-vandite Triloka-vidyate Anugrahadate Sukha-pradate Gajavadana Vinayaka-mate Parvati Shiva-sati Namostute.
या देवी सर्वभूतेषु लक्ष्मीरूपेण संस्थिता
नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः
नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः ॐ कात्यायनाय विद्महे कन्याकुमारी धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गे प्रचोदयात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Thank you very much to the ladies from the Halifax group. I'm sure you'd agree that was an extremely graceful, well-coordinated and mastered piece they performed. I could tell the girls here at the front were mesmerised by the facial expressions and a bit scared as well. Our next item is from the Manchester Centre. Swami loves music. He says music is divine and he loves listening to melodious songs. The ladies of Manchester Science Centre are going to sing some heartfelt songs which they humbly offer at Swami's divine lotus feet.
सताऊंगा कभी पास बुला ले, गले से लगा ले कि और मेरा कोई नहीं, कि और मेरा कोई नहीं, कि और मेरा कोई नहीं।
Thank you very much to the Manchester group. Shall we give them another round of applause? I think they actually managed to capture all the forms that a mother is to us. A protector, a friend, an advisor, and one who loves us unconditionally, no matter how naughty we are. It gives me great pleasure now to present our next item. Lalita Auntie will be performing 2 poems on behalf of the Sambach group. Auntie was actually my SSE teacher, and both Auntie and Uncle have known me since I was about this high. As you can see, I've not really grown much more. On a more serious note, she is a mother figure to many of us, and I can certainly say that my family have benefited from both Auntie and Uncle's support, love and guidance throughout the years. So I present to you Lalita Auntie.
Jai Sai Ram. I feel honored and very proud to be introduced by my dear little girl once upon a time. I feel very proud of you for all you've achieved. You have blossomed into a beautiful, beautiful person. Thank you. Coming to my poem. Professor Kasturi writes in his book, Ishwarama, that Baba, in his elucidation of dharma, has revealed that woman represents the concretization of God's beneficence. From the pen of India's greatest poet, Rabindranath Tagore, comes these words on women. Woman, you are blessed. You bring your offering of service and pour out your love. Your patience is endless. The inspiration for my poem, To Every Woman, comes from a source that Swami refers to as the best teacher in the world, that is, Mother Nature, as well as from the life of our dear mother, Ishwarama. To every woman. Dear Mother Earth, revered Mother of God, Ishwarama, how do you see the panorama? With patience, love, and resilience, bearing the fruit of sacrifice, letting go, standing back, ever mindful of the future. Kindness and understanding may we never lack. The melody of sweetness blessing us in rapture. Tell me more, Amma dear. Inspire welfare, a way forward is to light the lamps and steer the woman toward a spiritual landmark. Needs are many, do not delay. Stealing away the time, that care, ever steady, ever ready, unselfish deeds to share. Encourage, do not compare. Fight for one's place with diligence. Future is yours, tread with care. Serenity, contemplation, and service. Daughter, sister, wife, mother, and grannies. Discharge worldly duties, divine designation. Save the day for meditation and sharpen your intellect with studies. To every woman, young and old, a homage to you. Your nature's joy, you empathize, encourage, and hold the future in your hand. You are greatly needed to bind together mankind. My second poem, spurred on by my enthusiasm, my friend Lynn Minot makes this contribution about a woman of our time. The essence of a woman is fragrance beyond compare. With random acts of kindness, transforming situations from despair. Her family, her priority, second only to her God. Her nurture of the generations speaks a philosophy of love. She emanates a spiritual aura, blended with blossom from above. Her children continually delight her, being silently proud of all they achieve. Even though she's a grandmother, she glides with a graceful ease. Every domestic detail is prepared with a servant heart. Meals chosen and balanced as delicacy. Finely chopping onions while reciting bhajans. Serving with humility, a sauce flavored with fennel seeds of faith, cloves of compassion, and a low-fat ghee of grace. Move forward to her many other attributes, strands of intellect and art. She has the skill of knowing her subject, yet contributes through her heart. She reveals a breadth and depth of knowledge, only an iota of which she humbly imparts. Her husband, in traditional style, she lets him take the lead, observantly waiting in the wings to mop up any grief, from power-ridden boardrooms or from executives' brief. With balance and tranquility, she soothes his wrinkled brow. Our precious woman fosters an artistic flair. Paintings, jewelry, knitting is dispatched both near and far. French and English, Spanish languages she conquers on the way. A few of her loves are English, poetry, and history, to name but a few. But she's far more accomplished than I to write a poem to delight your ears about a woman of our time that will more authentically rhyme. Her lasting desire for nations to live in harmony is wrapped in a mantra, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This tribute is paid to every woman, young and old. Jai Sai Ram.
Homage that I think has really uplifted the spirits of all women in the audience today. And he emphasised a woman's role changes throughout our lives, and as we reach each new chapter Swami has planned for us in this spiritual journey. I think you'll agree he presents us women with numerous challenges, probably a bit more than the men over on that side, but he also gives us more wisdom and more confidence to bear them all. Wouldn't you agree? Yes. Power to the ladies. Now I present to you the ladies from the Bolton group. Their presentation today is on the 5 mothers: Bhumata, Deshamata, Dehamata, Vedamata and Gaumata. These are the 5 mothers who symbolize the strength and beauty of the female form. I hope that their presentation will inspire and guide us to be stronger women, so I now present the Bolton group.
Of Bhagwan Sai Baba. Jai Sai Ram, everybody. We are from Bolton Science Centre and we are going to give a short presentation on motherhood depicting the 5 mothers. Swami often said, motherhood is the most precious gift from God, and there is no love greater than a mother's love in this world. There is no higher status than that of a mother. Even Lords Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh were not able to accomplish certain tasks without Mother Shakti.
Who are these 5 mothers? સૌને જય સાઈરામ. અમે બોલ્ટન સાયન્સ સેન્ટરની બહેનો છે. અમે આજે 5 માતાના વિષય બાબતમાં વાત કરવાના છે. સ્વામી કહેતા કે આ જગતમાં માતાના પ્રેમથી વધારે કાંઈ નથી. માતા બનવાનું સૌભાગ્ય ભગવાનની દેણ છે. માતાથી ઊંચું કોઈ સ્થાન નથી. દેવોને પણ માના શરણમાં જવું પડ્યું હતું, જેવા કે બ્રહ્મા, વિષ્ણુ અને મહેશ ને પણ માની મદદથી મહિષાસુરનો નાશ કરવો પડ્યો હતો. Who are these 5 mothers? Would anyone like to say which ones they are? No one? Okay, well, in order of reverence to each mother, the first mother is Dehamata, which is our birth mother, Vedamata, who is our teacher, Deshmata, who is our motherland, Dharti Mata, who is Mother Earth, and Gaumata, the sacred cow.
Dehamata. She is a birth-giving mother and is often referred to the one who must reveal other mothers to us. Dehamata has the greatest responsibility of the 5 mothers. The reason Swami says is that the womb of the mother symbolizes Mother Earth, who sustains all life on earth. Whilst the child is carried in the womb, it is important for the mother to have good thoughts and do good deeds, as this will have impact on the child's character. Therefore, the responsibility of their mother starts even before the child is born. Swami said, your mother is your first God, and she is verily divine. It is said, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava. Revere your mother, your father, your teacher, and your guest as God. The mother stands foremost amongst these 4. The mother is also the child's first guru, who brings up the child with good human values. Even the meals prepared and cooked and served by the mother should be done with love and positive thoughts, as this has impact on the people who eat the food. If given unconditional love and support, a child will develop good character. This will benefit the family, the society, and the country as a whole. Swami spoke very highly of Ishwarama and kept his word when she pleaded with him to stay in Puttaparthi. Ishwarama was a very fortunate lady to have given birth to our Mother Sai.
દેહ માતા જે જન્મ આપનારી જનની માં છે, જન્મ આપનારી માતા આપણને બીજી માતાની જાણ કરાવે છે. જન્મ આપનારી માતાની જવાબદારી બીજી માતાઓ કરતાં વધારે હોય છે. જેમ કે સ્વામી પણ કહેતા કે માતાના ગર્ભ એક ધરતી માતા જેમ જ ગણાય છે. માતા જ્યારે ગર્ભવતી હોય ત્યારે ખાસ જરૂરી છે કે માના વિચારો અને વર્તનનો સારા હોવા જોઈએ, જેથી બાળકોના જીવન પર સારી અસર પડે છે. એટલા માટે દેહ માતાની જવાબદારી બાળકના જન્મ પહેલા શરૂ થઈ જાય છે.
Desh Mata. Desh Mata is our motherland, which is also known as Janmabhoomi, and to which we should have the sense of patriotism. Swami said, we should have pride in our motherland, and we should never bring grief or sorrow to it. Don't think what the country can do for you, but think what you can do for the country. Swami goes on to say, although we should be loyal to our motherland, the world is one vast mansion. The national barriers are like walls, but once these barriers are removed, humanity will become one big family. Let us all pray for love, peace and harmony in the whole world. Let us love all and serve all.
દેશ માતા એટલે આપણે જ્યાં જન્મ લીધો હોય એ આપણી જન્મભૂમિ કહેવાય છે. એના પ્રત્યે આપણે દેશભક્તિ હોવી જોઈએ. સ્વામી કહે છે કે આપણને આપણા દેશ પ્રત્યે ગર્વ હોવો જોઈએ. આપણે સૌ ભાઈ બહેનોએ એવું કંઈ કામ ન કરવું કે આપણા દેશનું નામ ખરાબ થાય અથવા નુકસાન થાય. આપણે માટે દેશ શું કરે છે એ વિચાર ન કરવો જોઈએ, પણ આપણે એવો વિચાર કરવો જોઈએ કે આપણે દેશ માટે શું કરીએ છીએ. સ્વામી એમ કહે છે કે આખી દુનિયા એક વિશાળ ભવન છે. ઘણી જગ્યામાં સરહદની દિવાલો બની રહી છે, તો આપણે બધા એ હટાવીએ તો આપણે બધા શાંતિ અને પ્રેમથી રહીએ.
Veda Mata is also known as Gayatri Mata. She is the mother of all 4 Vedas, which contain the divine sacred knowledge. Ma Gayatri is the consort of Lord Brahma and is seen to be not just as a goddess, but a portrayal of Brahman himself in the feminine form. Ma Gayatri is also worshipped as the Hindu Trimurti, that is Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh combined as one. Some also consider her to be the mother of all gods and the culmination of Ma Lakshmi, Ma Parvati and Ma Saraswati. Gayatri Mata is typically portrayed as seated on a red lotus signifying wealth. She is shown as having 5 heads with 10 eyes looking in 8 directions plus earth and the sky. She has 10 arms holding all the weapons of Lord Vishnu, symbolizing his 10 reincarnations. Ma Gayatri is also portrayed as sitting on white swan, having 2 arms, holding a book in one to symbolize knowledge and a cure in the other as goddess of education. Gayatri Mantra is a highly revered mantra in Hinduism, second only to mantra Om. It is called the mantra of spiritual light. It heals the body, feeds the spirit, and illuminates the intellect. In this mantra, we invoke God Savitur, that is the Sun God. By practicing this mantra on a regular basis, a person can achieve great success in the path of self-advancement, as Ma Gayatri inspires men towards righteousness. Swami often emphasized the importance of everybody practicing Gayatri Mantra, particularly the children.
વેદ માતા જે ગાયત્રી માતા તરીકે ઓળખાય છે. બાબાએ ઘણીવાર આગ્રહ કર્યો છે કે આપણે બધાએ દરરોજ ગાયત્રી મંત્રના જાપ કરવા જોઈએ, જે આપણને પગલે પગલે આત્મજ્ઞાન તરફ લઈ જાય છે અને શક્તિ પણ મળે છે. બાળકોને નાનપણથી જ ગાયત્રી મંત્ર બોલતા શીખવવું જોઈએ. ગાયત્રીમાં દુર્ગા, લક્ષ્મી ને સરસ્વતીના જ સ્વરૂપ છે.
Go Mata. As Hindus, we believe that within Gomata resides all the forms of God, and she is divine herself who gives milk selflessly. We also closely associate Gomata with Lord Krishna, as he was the cowherd as a young boy. All the produce related to Gomata is considered sacred and pure, such as milk, from which we make many other products. Cow dung is used as fuel and also to cleanse the floor before sacred rituals are performed. Gomutra is used as sacred purification and for medicinal purposes. Swami, on his birthday, she used to invite the cows into the Kulwant hall and feed them himself with love. Not only that, but Swami showed great respect for them by having a Gokulam in Prashanti, where all the cows are taken very good care of. Swami also gave cows as gifts, thus continuing with the tradition of Godan, which is a kind of charity.
ગૌ માતા કૃષ્ણ ભગવાનને ઘણી વાલી છે. ગૌ માતાના શરીરમાં બધા દેવોનો વાસ છે, એટલે આપણે બધા હિન્દુ ભાઈ બહેનો ગૌ માતાની પૂજા કરે છે. ગૌ માતાનું દૂધ, છાણ અને ગૌમૂત્ર બહુ પૂજામાં વપરાય છે. ગૌમૂત્ર દવા માટે પણ વપરાય છે. આ બધી વસ્તુઓ ઘણી પવિત્ર ગણાય છે. બાબાના જન્મદિવસે બાબા ગૌદાન કરે છે અને બાબાએ ગુરુપત્તીમાં ગોકુલમની સ્થાપના કરી છે. એ ગોકુલમમાં ગાયોની સેવા થાય છે અને બાબા જાતે ગૌ માતાની સેવા કરતા હતા.
Next is Bhumata. Bhumata is the Mother Earth who sustains all life. She provides us with land to live on, grow our crops for our livelihood. Large surface of Mother Earth is covered with water, which is essential for life. She is a perfect example of selfless giving. She has the most precious gems and natural resources in her womb, without which we could not survive. We thank Bhumata greatly for carrying our weight, again showing her selflessness. Many of us believe that as soon as we put our feet on the ground after rising in the morning, we should thank Bhumata for holding our weight and the weight of the rest of the world.
ભૂમાતાને પૃથ્વી માતા પણ કહેવાય છે. ભૂમાતામાં નદીઓ, પહાડોનો પણ સમાવેશ થયો છે. આપણે પણ બધા ભૂમાતાના ગોદમાં રહીએ છીએ. પૃથ્વીમાં આપણને જમીનમાંથી અનાજ આપે છે. આપણને બધાને નિસ્વાર્થ ભાવથી હવા પાણી આપે છે, રહેવા માટે જમીન આપે છે. આપણે સવારે ઉઠીએ છીએ ત્યારે પૃથ્વી માને પગે લાગીએ છીએ. એનું કારણ એ છે કે પૃથ્વી માતા આપણો બધાનો ભાર ઉપાડે છે.
Sai Mata. All the 5 mothers that we have talked about are the manifestations of our Divine Mother Sai, as there is only one Supreme Being who resides in everyone and everything. All forms are His, including us, and when we realize this truth, there will be no duality. Swami loves us all equally and selflessly. Let us remind ourselves of what Swami is to say. I am with you, in you, around you. Let us thank Swami for every moment of our lives and surrender to Him completely, letting go of our ego, desires, anger, body consciousness, and all such negative qualities, and fill our hearts with pure love. Let us offer everything we do at His lotus feet. We are all very fortunate to have lived in the same period as our Divine Mother Sai and to have experienced her love and blessings in human form.
સાઈ માતા. આપણે જે બધી માતાઓની વાતો કરી ગયા તે બધી 5 માતાઓ આપણા પૂજ્યશ્રી બાબાના સ્વરૂપ છે. આપણે ખૂબ જ ભાગ્યશાળી અને નસીબદાર છે કે સાઈ માતાના આપણને સાક્ષાત દર્શન થયા અને માનવ સ્વરૂપમાં સાઈ માતાનો પ્રેમ અને આશીર્વાદ મળ્યા. હંમેશા સાઈ માતા આપણી સાથે છે અને સદા આપણી સાથે રહેશે.
Now we would like to dedicate a small bhajan to our Mother Sai. Hope you can all join us.
Satya Sarupini
Just as they said in their presentation, we are very fortunate to have lived in the age of the Lord of the universe. And as the bhajan translates, Swami's love and guidance resides in our hearts and we can feel it at any moment. This now brings me on to our next item. Now you've all heard the saying that behind every great man there is an even greater woman. So that means the secret to our regional chair's success is none other than Sister Pravina. Both she and Kailash Bhai are assets to Region 5 and we are extremely lucky to have them. We have been privileged to learn of Sister Pravina's experiences with Swami in her time at the Sri Satya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. I now welcome Sister Pravina to this spot here. Is it okay if I sit down?
Yes.
Permission? Can everybody still see me? Can I sit down? Om Shri Sai Ram. My most humble pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagwan Baba. And Jai Sai Ram to all of you. How is everybody today? Excellent. What a stage, what an audience, what an organization. I'm so honored to be sitting in front of you. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, first of all. Swami Karunyananda, who was a great devotee of our Swami, once asked Swami a question. He asked, Swami, in your previous avatars, like in Rama avatar, Krishna avatar, or your previous avatars, has there been any time when you've given so much opportunity to people, to so many people? And Swami said, this is a very special avatar. And in this avatar, whoever walks through the doors of Puttaparthi, or even just the organization, is very lucky. And that they are given the opportunity to get involved. And then he paused for a moment, and Swami said, the highlight is, if you worked for me, if you did any seva for me, then I will make sure that I will take care of them and their next generations as well. So, like our aunties just mentioned, we should be so fortunate to have had the physical proximity to Swami. We've seen Swami. And I'm more privileged to be talking on the Mahila Day. Five fingers, Swami says the organization can be split. All the five fingers have to work together. But does anybody know which finger represents the Mahila wing? Anybody? Okay, is it the little finger?
No.
Do you know what it represents?
Shoulder.
The little finger represents the bhajan group. Do you know why it's the little finger, Swami says? Because our ego should be little, like the little finger. Although we are leading bhajans and singing, we are in the front, we should still feel very little. That's why it's represented by the little finger. And is it the ring finger, my loving?
Yes.
No. SSE is the ring finger. The reason being, SSE is the heart. Because children are the future. And the ring finger, we all know that it has a nerve which leads directly to the heart. Doctors, I'm not sure, but that's what they say. So, it's SSE, the ring finger. And the middle finger, is it the Mahila wing? No.
No.
Still no.
It's the thumb.
It's the seva. Because it needs the support of these two fingers and these two fingers, that's why. And the index finger, is this the Mahila wing?
No.
Yes, it is. The reason being,
it directs at the right direction. And as always, Swami has given that role to women. Women direct towards goodness and greatness, towards love, peace, righteousness, and truth as well. So, Swami has given us so much importance. Swami has always made sure that he gives a special place to women. He's given a special day for women. He doesn't have a gents' day, he has a ladies' day. So that's how special we are. I remember an incident, not an incident really, but when Swami, say for example, he calls a couple for an interview, he always makes sure that he gives all the praise to the women. Once a couple was called for an interview and the man said, "Swami, my wife's got high BP," expecting Swami to kind of, shout at the lady for not taking care of her health. But guess what Swami did? "It's all because of you, because of all the tensions that you gave her. That's why she's got high BP. It's your responsibility to take care of her." That's what Swami said. So Swami always supports women. And when they leave after the interview, after he's created Vibhuti and when he's closing the door, he calls the lady and he says, "Don't worry, he's a very good person. You also should make sure that you don't shout at him as soon as he comes back." He gives it to her in person, but in front of her husband, he makes sure that he always keeps her up there. So that's how much he respects women and how much he makes sure that, the man keeps her there as well in that position. On the contrary, Swami once was talking to a college student and he said, "Don't get married. You know what wife means?" He expanded the abbreviation. He said, "It is worry invited forever." So the boy was like, "What am I supposed to do, Swami?" And then this is an incident that I heard in one of Professor Anikumar's talks. And Professor Anikumar was sitting, he could hear everything, the conversation that was going on there. And he mustered his courage and he asked Swami, "Swami, can I please ask you a question here?" And he says, "Swami, all the Saptarishis were married and all the avatars have come down in a Grihastha family. And how can you say that wife is worry invited forever?" And then Swami says, that it's not that it's for everybody. I just had to advise him something. So for him, that is the thing. But then he goes on speaking about Sita and Savitri and those kind of great ladies. And then he finally changes it to, guess what? Wisdom invited forever. So wife is wisdom invited forever. And congratulations, wise men who have already invited wisdom. If you haven't done it yet, please do it soon. Swami always wants women to take very active part in the organization. Not just Bharvikas, he wants ladies to have their own bhajans and their own seva activities. Even Swami went to the extent saying there should be a chairperson for the Mahila group. And the chairperson obviously should work according to the conditions of the organization and also abide by what the regional or the national chairperson says. So that is how active we should be in the organization. And like I said, we have a great responsibility in the organization itself. And we know that Swami always talks about detachment. So I would like to narrate an incident here. Is there any relationship in this world which is excluded from that detachment that Swami talks about? Can anybody think of one? Exactly, it's the mother and child relationship. All of us know about brother Satyajit, who was caretaker of Swami. There's one incident where Satyajit's physical parents came to visit Puttaparthi. It was at Dasara time, and they stayed there for 8 or 9 days. But because it's such a busy time, Satyajit didn't have the time to go and visit his parents, even for like half an hour or 1 hour. And he was taking care of Swami, he was so busy. And it was the last day when they were going to leave, and that's the day when he manages to find a little bit of time, goes and meets them. And the moment his mother sees him, she's completely in tears. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So she breaks down. And the Satyajit, he doesn't know how to react, and he says, Ma, you should be happy that I'm serving the Lord. Who gets this opportunity? This is the rarest of the rarest opportunities that I've got. I've got the opportunity to serve the mother of mothers. And you being my mother, you should be the one who understands me and all that. And then he gives her a lecture on detachment. And then he feels very proud that, he's done that, and Swami is going to be very happy with him. And he goes back to Swami. And guess what Swami does? Swami shouts at him instead and says, can you talk about detachment to a mother? A mother cannot be detached from a child. You better go back now to her and spend a little bit more time and tell her that what you said was wrong. And he starts shivering. And he says, Swami, they have already left. They must be in the train station, or the train must have left now. But then he says, no, the train is still there. You better go and meet her. And then he goes to the station, and obviously Swami had made arrangements to make the train late. So they were waiting in the station still, and he talks to his parents again and says what Swami has said. So that is how much importance that Swami gives to motherhood. And he says mothers are even excluded from that detachment. Because we need to have that kind of attachment to bring up our children, our duties, our responsibility. But also there's a difference between complete detachment and detached attachment. And that is the detached attachment that we have to follow as mothers. I'm not sure if many of you know that I lost my mother 6 years back to cancer. So all of us here are very, very lucky because we all have a physical mother as well as a divine mother of mothers. I lost my mother some time back, and I did have that, as a human, I did have that period of grief, and I had to get through some hard times and all that. I still miss her. But Swami, being the mother of mothers, made sure that he always made sure that he was there for me. So I've got a few experiences where I've actually felt Swami as my mother, which I'm going to narrate to you now. Swami always came in my dream in the first period of grief when I had lost my mother. But he made sure that he came with my mother as well in the dream. So just as a consolation for me to understand that he's replacing her. And also I think she was also there in the dream, and she would feel happy that Swami was taking care of me. He would come on all special days like birthdays, Diwali, New Year, all those kind of days, the first year. And then slowly the frequency reduced, but he still comes in my dream and still comes with her. Just to make sure that I remember that he is my mother now. So he's everything for me now. So that's still happening. I recently had a dream as well, a couple of weeks back. So my mom was also there in the dream, and she was in Prashanti, it was in Kulwat Hall as well. So he keeps reminding me all the time. The first time when I felt Swami's motherly love was when my university started. We joined on the 1st of June, 1998 it was. We went to Anantapur, and after we got Anantapur is about 2 hours from Puttaparthi. So we had to go to Prashanti for all the darshans and all the festivals and everything. That was the usual practice. We used to hire buses, and we used to go about 8 buses, 500 of us. So the first years were taken, the first newcomers were taken to Swami. And Swami was so excited. We could see that kind of happiness in him, which you only see in a mother's face when she sees a child. that really, it really touched us, all of us. And every time Swami was walking at that time as well. So he would walk so fast, he would go inside, and every time he came out, he would come out with something. He came out with watches, he came out with saris, with Mysore bars, which was dripping with ghee. I still remember the taste of that Mysore bar. So Swami was so loving to us. That was the first time I felt very, very close to Swami as a mother, how he took care of us. And the beauty when he distributes saris, again he's very excited, and he makes sure that everybody's got the saris, and everybody is happy. He wants to see everybody smiling, and he even goes to an extent to say, this is not the first time, but when he does it every time, when he's giving a sari to somebody, he goes to an extent to say, I gave you this color last year, so I'll give you a different color this year. So he remembers. Who can do that except a mother? So only Swami who can do that. And sometimes he says, this color would suit your complexion better. You take this color instead of that. And those kind of things as well. You feel so close to Swami when you're there. Definitely, every one of us are so lucky to get introduced to our Swami. Because there are so many people in this world who don't know Swami. We know Swami, we are part of the organization. We should feel very, very, very lucky. And when I'm saying about the saris as well, after distribution of saris, we being women, we want to try it on straight away. So afternoon darshan, we would wear the sari and come. And Swami would see that even before we have noticed that he has seen us. So when he is coming through that arch, he would have seen us. He would feel so happy. And we can see the joy in his face again. That his children are so beautiful, they're dressed in the dress that he has given them. So he would feel so happy, and then he would come and talk to us about it. He would say, it's very nice and all that. So he would give us all praises. And when we are sitting in the darshan line as well, Swami, you would have noticed that girl students don't get so much physical proximity. We don't get to hold Swami or be around Swami all the time. But we do have a heart-to-heart relationship with him. And only Swami knows how close we are to him. On many occasions, Swami has said that to boys as well. You don't know how close I am to my girls, my children. Every time when he goes through the girls' block, he would talk about marriage. Who else other than a parent can worry about a child's marriage? He's always been a mother, and he would tell, when he performed the mass marriages once, when he was going back, he mentioned, don't worry, I'll find you all also good grooms. Don't worry, it's my responsibility. And I know that you will all name your children Sai something, but don't bring all of them to say that I'll have to name them. You can name them with the prefix Sai. I'll make sure that you're all married, he said once. So that was very nice. Swami also reciprocates the love. Once what happened was, we were singing this song, Humko tumse pyar kitna sai tum nahi jante. In that song there's a line which says, we love you, dear Sai, we love you. And we were all crying. We were all in tears because I think it was the final year when we were leaving the institute. And obviously we don't want to leave after being with Swami for 3 years. And Swami also had tears in his eyes. And the best thing was, when he was just walking away, and he was standing near that arch, and Swami turned and looked at the girls and he said, I love you too, with tears in his eyes. And this has just happened once in the 3 years that I've been there, and I think it's really, really wonderful for Swami to say that in words as well. Not just express with tears, but also say that in words. So we felt very happy at that time. And one other occasion is where we all felt like little children, was Swami's 75th birthday. We had the opportunity to do Grama Seva. Usually Grama Seva is done by the brothers, boy students. Girls are asked to pack. So all through the night we sit and pack food packets, hot pulao rice or pulihara or whatever is being prepared that night. And then we all sit through the night, 500 of us, and pack. We had a method of packing as well, we were trained on that. and we sat and packed in rows. We used to sing bhajans. No sleep. Next day morning in darshan lines we used to sleep. So brothers used to come early in the morning and they would load all of them in the trucks and take them to the villages nearby to distribute them. But the thing was, before they left for the Grama Seva, they got the opportunity to go around the mandir where Swami used to stand physically and sing bhajans. So it was like a Nagar Sankirtan around the mandir in the Kulwant hall. Imagine, all of us would be sitting and watching them. And they had the opportunity to physically do pradakshana up to Swami, which was a very, very, very rare thing. Because we do Nagar Sankirtan, we do everything, but when we have Swami in physical form, we want to get an opportunity to go around him like we go around in temples. So the girls were craving for that, the students. So we prayed and prayed and prayed. So after the packing, what we used to do is we would forego our sleep, because after darshans we can go back and sleep for some time. But we would not sleep, we would sit and chant Hanuman Chalisa or whatever we decide on that day, and pray that we should get an opportunity to do it once at least. Because that was a very special year because of 75th birthday. And Swami, obviously, he knows everything. He calls our Jayama ma'am and he says, I know my girl children are all praying so hard, so I want to give them an opportunity. So tomorrow they can do the Grama Seva, they can go on the trucks. But they'll have to pack as well, he said. We said, we agreed immediately because we are ready to work hard. This is a very rare opportunity that we get. Okay then. Swami wanted to actually give us more instructions because he wanted to make sure, like a mother, when you send your child somewhere, you give instructions over instructions over instructions, even though they understand, I know it, even though we have done that so many times, we still want to do it till the last moment. So Swami is the same. He called us all inside for an interview, so we got an additional interview as well that year. When we went inside, Swami taught us what we are supposed to do at each residence. So we have to go and we have to knock at the door, and then somebody would come out and you have to ask them how many people live in the house, and you have to give each of them a food packet, a laddu, a sari, or whatever we had to distribute, and like step-by-step procedure. Everything was explained to us by Swami. And only then he was satisfied. He was like, okay, like good children, you should go and do this and come back. Like, okay, Swami. And Swami was very happy. And the following day morning, we all went and we all did the Grama Seva and we came back. And before the Grama Seva, we also got the opportunity to do the production and the Nagar Sankirtana also. So that was one of the greatest experiences, I would say, because the feeling, when you pray to Swami and Swami knows it, it's such a wonderful feeling because nobody asked him physically. He just knew it and he called us. So that was amazing as well. And some of you might know that Swami gave me this opportunity to do some bike stunts in front of him. And also Swami gave me the opportunity to escort him. So the year we did the bike stunts, we go to such an extent to take so much risk for Swami. We only do that because Swami is going to watch us, otherwise he wouldn't bother really. Swami enjoyed everything. My stunt was to read a newspaper on the bikes. And then we had different formations as well, lotus formation, and then we had two people going side by side, and then there was a bamboo in between and the girl was on it doing somersault, and those kind of very risky, interesting stunts. And we had this firing stunt and everything. And Swami really enjoyed everything, but at the end of it, he gave a speech. Always, at the end of an event, he talks about the event itself. And he says, your parents have brought you up and they've sent them to me. I'm supposed to take care of you. And you do all these kind of risky stunts. You think the feeling that your parents have and the feeling that I have when I watch these stunts are different. No, I'm so scared when you're doing all these. Why do you do all these for Swami? I know you do these for Swami, but why do you do such risky stunts for Swami? He said. So again, we felt how a mother would feel when such risky things are done. He was very concerned that we should all be very fine. we also had some pole stunts that year. So again, he was, girls were also high, and he's always very protective about his children. So he expressed that concern in his speech after the event. I'm just checking if I've covered everything. Don't miss anything. Yeah, two other things I wanted to mention was this is also from one of Professor Alikumar's talks. He says once he was talking to a little boy and asked him, "How old are you?" And the little boy says he's about 8 years old. And he asks him, "Who told you that? How do you know that you're 8 years old?" He says, "My mother told me." And again, he goes to a postgraduate student and he asks him, "How old are you?" And he says, "I'm 22. "How do you know that?" And he says, "Swami, it's on my birth certificate." So Swami says, "See, a small boy believes his mother and you go by the birth certificate. I would rather prefer you to go by what your mother says," he says. On another occasion, in this incident, Swami has actually done what a physical mother would have done for the child. In this case, a small boy, he has actually lost his mother a year ago, and every day he keeps, missing her and he cries. Swami, in the darshan line, he goes to him and he creates earrings for him. A boy, he creates earrings for him. They're like jhumkas with all diamonds studded, and it's very pretty. Anybody would want them. They're so good. And Professor Alikumar was sitting right next to this boy. And he thinks, why is this Swami giving the earrings for a boy? And the next day, again he comes back to him and he gives him similar earrings to the same boy. And Professor Alikumar again thinks, okay, something is wrong. I think Swami's made a mistake here. And immediately Swami asks him, okay, stand up. And Professor Alikumar stands up. He wants him to translate now. Okay? In Telugu he says, some people think that Swami has made a mistake. And he translates that. Thinks that why is Swami giving earrings to a boy? And then he obviously translated that, knowing that it was him who thought that way. And then Swami says, no, I have not made a mistake. Not everybody knows the reason why Swami does certain things. The reason why I gave him the earrings was, this boy has been crying the last 1 year, sitting in the darshan line. He lost his mother 1 year back. And his mother wanted to give his sisters earrings like these. And obviously now he doesn't have the mother, he doesn't have the money to get them. So I gave them to him so he can give it to his sister, so his mother would be happy, his mother's soul would be happy. On another occasion, he calls a boy, a college student, and writes him a check for 20 lakh rupees. And again, Professor Alikumar, he says, "Swami, what is this you're doing? We don't know whether this boy is going to come back to us or not. We don't know where he's going to go. You're just giving him so much money." Swami says, "Why are you bothered? It's my money I'm giving you." He said, "No, Swami, it's still, it's such a large amount." He says, "No, I'm giving it for a reason. I want him to do medicine. And his mother wanted him to do medicine. And that's why I want him to do medicine. And his mother's no more, so I'm giving him this." So on many, many occasions, Swami has even physically shown to people how he can be a physical mother. But it doesn't happen always, but we have to take the small clues that we get in our day-to-day life, even for small things. We pray to Swami and he does that. We have to realize that it is really Swami, it's not a coincidence. Swami says there are no coincidences. He does it, and only with his will, anything can move. So when some things happen, we have to believe that it is the Mother Sai who has done it for us. I'll finish with one last incident. In this incident as well, it was a boy student who went to Japan to do some work. And Swami takes care of him. In Japan, it's very hard to get vegetarian food. So this person, he goes to work and he comes back very late that night, so he has no time to come back and cook. He's very tired. He thinks, "Oh Sai Ma, you sent me here And see, I don't even have food. I have to go home and make something to eat. How nice it will be if I have some food when I go home. Food ready. And he goes home. In the apartments, it's like some 50-story building or something like that. He doesn't know any neighbors at all. And there's a lot of noise when he goes to his floor. And next door neighbor, there's a party. And he says it's his daughter's birthday or something. He's a Muslim. He comes with all food served in the plate. All Indian food, all vegetable biryani. He actually asks him, are you a vegetarian or a non-vegetarian? He thinks, he's a Muslim, obviously it's going to be non-vegetarian. But his assumption was wrong again. He says, no, don't think I don't have vegetarian. If you want vegetarian, I've made vegetarian option also. I can give you vegetarian food, he says. He says, he's very happy since his prayer is answered. So he says, okay, can I have some food and all that? And then he enjoys the food. It's full 3-course meal with dessert and everything. So he enjoys the food and he thanks Swami and he sleeps. And next day morning, then he goes in the night to return the plates and everything. But everything's shut then. They've all finished the party. So he keeps it for the next day morning. He goes back, he knocks at the door, and the Japanese man comes out. And he's not even able to communicate with that man. Leave alone the food or whatever. But he couldn't even communicate with him. So there was no Muslim at all there. It was really Swami who came and gave him the food.
Wow.
So time and again, we have to keep reminding ourselves that we have our mother side with us all the time. Especially people like me who don't have a physical mother. But Swami has always been with me and I feel that all the time. And on the other day, on Bhajan Day again, through the organization, Swami made sure that everything that the mother would do would happen to me. There was a little function that was done for me after that Bhajan's got over. It's the mothers in the organization who did it for me. Thank you very much. So Swami has made sure that everything happens. So thank you again for listening to me. And thanks for the opportunity. I'm very, very honored. Jai Sai Ram.
It was an extremely uplifting talk. Today is a satsang, and satsang is being in the company of like-minded people, and no doubt it's the experiences of experienced speakers like Pravina Ben who actually uplift our spiritual batteries, so thank you very much. Our next item today will be presented by the Halifax SSE children. So they will be presenting a dance drama to celebrate the wonderful life of Lord Krishna. The first part showcases Mother Yashoda's immense love for her son, and the second part depicts the everlasting love of Radha and Krishna. The concluding part depicts the divinity of Krishna and the realization of the same by one and all. So welcome to the children from Halifax.
मधुबन में भले कान्हा किसी को पीस मिले, मन को राधा के प्रेम के हैं फूल खिले, इसलिए राधा चले, इसलिए राधा चले, बिना सोचे समझे, इसलिए राधा चले, इसलिए राधा चले। गोपियां तारे हैं, चांद है राधा, फिर क्यों है उसको विश्वास राधा। गोपियां तारे हैं, चांद है राधा, फिर क्यों है उसको विश्वास राधा।
राधा जी का जो सताए करो फिर जाने, राधा बेचारी को फिर अपने पे क्या मान रहे।
गोपियां आनी जानी है, राधा तो मन की रानी है, गोपियां आनी जानी है, राधा तो मन की रानी है। सांझ सखारे जमुना किनारे, राधा राधा ही गाना पुकारे।
हाय 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 हाय, बाहों के हार जुटा के कोई गाना भी करे। राधा कैसे न चले, राधा कैसे न चले, हम तन तन में लगे। राधा कैसे न चले, राधा कैसे न चले। राधे 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 राधे
गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो, गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल, गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो, गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो। Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Govind bolo Hari Gopal bolo, Govind bolo Hari Gopal bolo. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Krishna.
Who must have worked very, very hard for quite a long time to put them together. I know how hard it is to get things together with your children, but they did a very, very good job. So this brings us to our next piece. Now, time to get a bit of exercise now. Can you all have a look under your chairs? Is there something there for two of you today? You might need to get off your chairs.
If you just feel underneath, if there's a chair empty next to yours, have a look under that chair as well.
So who has a piece of paper? Somebody from the men.
There should be a piece of paper that says, "Congratulations, you are contestants on
Who wants to be a millionaire? So if you want to come forward, you can bring a friend with you if you want to.
Somebody who's quite spiritually learned would be quite good.
Bring a friend, Zach, come forward.
What's your name?
My name is Kailash Sharma.
Kailash, okay, I'll call you Kailash Auntie. And what's your name?
Yash.
Yash. So we have Kailash Auntie and Yash as our contestants, but feel free to help them out. We're going to play a game of who wants to be Mahillionaire. Okay? Okay, so we all know how this game goes, yes? You have a question, you have an option of 4 answers, okay? You pick the answer you think is going to be correct, and then we'll have a look. So we'll take it in turns, okay? If you get stuck, call upon our wonderful family here today. Everyone here is family, so if they get stuck, feel free to shout out what you think is the answer, okay? So, we'll start with you, Kailash Auntie. So, what's our first question? Oh, that's me, sorry.
Wrong way.
No. Technology is great.
Let's go, Mom.
Close your eyes. Don't look at the answers.
Right.
Okay, so Kailash Auntie, your first question. Who out of the following was not a Pandav? Is it A, Yudhishthir, B, Bhisham, C, Bhim, or D, Karan? Who was not a Pandav? Which one do you think was not a Pandav? Yeah, come. So we have Yudhishthir, Bhisham, Bhim, or Karan. If you want to ask your family for help, then just say.
The second one is Bhim, and Bhishma is not Pandav.
Okay.
Not Pandav.
Okay. So out of the 2, which one will you pick?
That is Yudhishthir and Bhim.
They are. So which one will you say is not? Should we go for Bhisham?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go for Bhisham. Should we see if it was the correct answer? Yay! So, scorekeepers, can we keep a score? Yeah? So we have 1 to the ladies, 0 to the gentlemen yet. Okay? Karan was actually a Pandav.
Yes, he was.
He although he grew up without, knowing so, he was actually a Pandav. Okay, so next question then.
Next question.
So this is for Yash. Which of the following is not one of the 10 avatars? Okay, is it Narasimha, Matsya, Vara, or Mohini? Mohini. Should we see if it's the right answer? Yay! Okay, so we have 1-1 so far. Do you want to do? Okay, so I'll get Anuja to read out the next question.
Okay, right, question number 3. Who out of the following was not one of the one of Lord Jesus' 12 disciples? Is it A. Bartholomew, B. Anthony, C. Judas, or D. Peter? Bartholomew. Nick, who was not one of Jesus' disciples? Yeah. Okay, the name is Bartholomew.
That is the right answer.
Yeah, Anthony.
That's the right answer.
Judas. Or Peter. Okay, Auntie says Peter. Should we reveal the answer? I think the men were trying to put you off there, Auntie. Okay.
What's the answer?
Should we come on this side?
The answer is Anthony. Anthony is not one of Jesus' 12 disciples.
Okay, so we're still 1-1, but the boys have a chance to go in the lead here now. What's the next question, please? How many years, I think this might be an easy one, how many years was Sri Ram exiled for? 14. Right, so the boys are going to lead, 2-1. Next question. Right. Which of the following is not a holy book? Is it the Bhagavad Gita, the Bible, the Torah, or Hanukkah?
Torah.
Ladies, do we think it's Hanukkah? Yeah! Alright, we'll go with Hanukkah. Next one. According to Swami, in the spiritual path, while truth represents the father, who represents our mother in the spiritual family? Very naughty.
I think we should go to the next question, to be fair. What do you say, ladies? So next question for you. Next question. Just once. Okay. According to Swami, so this is for Yash, okay? According to Swami, what was the most remarkable quality about his beloved mother, Ishwaramma? Was it A, she was always conscientious? B, she wanted everyone to be happy? C, everybody respected her a lot? Or D, she always looked after Swami's comfort? So which one do you think it is?
She wanted everyone to be happy.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a look. Was Yash right?
Yeah.
Yes, he was. Okay, Auntie. We're going to have 2 more each. So I'm not sure, is it a tie?
No one in the lead.
Okay. Ooh. Come on, Auntie. Okay. According to Swami, women are repositories for the 5 virtues of respect, dignity, sacrifice, contentment, and is it A, bliss, B, compassion, C, prosperity, or D, generosity? Prosperity, right, let's have a look. Yay! Okay, Yash. Your question. Okay, so according to Swami, what supreme virtues can men imbibe to follow as an example from the woman to prosper? Is it A, sacred and sacrificial qualities, B, devotion and dedication, C, patience and perseverance, or D, humbleness and sincerity? Do you want some help from everyone? What do you think it is? Come on, gentlemen. My brothers and uncles, what do you think you can learn from us women?
Nothing.
Which one would you like to go for?
I
C? Sure? Okay, we're going for C. Oh! Sacred and sacrificial qualities.
No, but he said C. That can't be the answer.
We got it Sorry?
Right. He said C, so that can't be the answer.
But I read them out as A, B, and C and D. So, okay. So I think our time is coming to an end, so we're not going to be able to go through all of it, but shall we tally up the totals and see who's won? Can I ask my tally keeper here, who's won? Or how many have the boys got?
3.
And how many have the girls got?
3.
It's time! Well done. Thank you so much, Auntie. Thank you, yeah. And I'm going to hand you back over to Harsha now.
Thank you. So that was just Thank you, Aditi and Danuja, as well, for putting that together. Our next item is from the Halifax group. So the ladies will be presenting 2 songs, one in Hindi and one in Telugu. So these songs describe the glory of the divine spirit and the love and the compassion of our beloved. So over to the ladies.
మాటలతో మధురిమల నంది హృదయాలు స్పందించు సాయి దయతలచు సాయి దరిచేటు సాయి అమ్మలకు అమ్మవై వెలిగేటి సాయి అమ్మలకు అమ్మవై వెలిగేటి సాయి సరి మగదవ పాపనమ మగరి సరి మగరి సాయి సరసా సరి మగదవ పాపనమ మగరి సరి మగరి సాయి సరసా
Hello. It's not working. This is working now. Yeah.
ए मालिक तेरे बंदे हम ऐसे हो हमारे करम नेकी पर चले और बदी से टले ताकि हंसते हुए निकले दम ए मालिक तेरे बंदे हम
from the Bradford Literary Group. The ladies will now be presenting a traditional devotional dance. The Dandiya Ras dance is devoted to Lord Krishna. The song says, "Sham, I am lonely without you. Please come and play Dandiya Ras with us." The ladies will represent the gopis waiting for Sham to play Dandiya Ras in the streets of the Gopal. I now present the ladies of Richard Green. next item is by Sister Urmila from the Literate Green Centre. She will be reciting a couple of poems which she's actually written herself. She's a long-standing member of the Literate Green South Centre, so it gives me great pleasure to hand over to her.
Sairam, everybody. Sairam. Okay, humble pronounce to our Lord to speak to us and Father. Can I just apologise in advance and thank you for your attention and patience, as I know that it's nearly lunchtime now, and also that I'm going to be doing this in English, so for those of you who don't understand it, I hope that you capture the essence of it. So I'm going to start off by reading the message of the Sanatana Sati of November 2012. Yeah? So it goes, listen. Each person desires happiness and peace. Nobody wants misery. However, the mistake in them lies in the fact that they are not able to realize where true happiness and peace are to be found. Real happiness and peace can neither be found in wealth and possessions, nor in academic, material, or scientific vocations. These give only transitory peace and happiness. Real peace exists only in love of God. Man's true endeavour in life should be to attain God's love, Baba. Now, when I read this, one thing came to my mind. Okay, Baba says God's love, not my love. So that made me ask the question, how do I do this? What is my direction? And what spiritual challenges have I set? What efforts am I making to attain this? Just that one line. Yeah? Why am I making this effort? Why should I bother? Answer. So I can live life in God's love through thought, word and deed, imbibing the human values of love, peace, Satya, Shanti, Prema, Ahimsa and Dharma. That was the answer. Yeah? So on that note, I was inspired to write these 3 points by the Inner Journey. The first poem goes like this. It's heartfelt. The poem is called Heartfelt. Friends are made in the moment of time. Life is wonderful and all is fine. Our dreams are created through our mind, to live it throughout our rare find. So much depends on getting it right. Seems unbearable to lose the fight. We are like ships passing in the dark. See the light guiding bright and stark. Work your magic through your love and see if you don't rise above. Keep your friends in your heart. That way they will never seem apart. The second point goes like this. It's called meeting. Meeting up from within is a new path to begin. First you doubt and shy away, then you smile and say, hey, hey. Cutting through your only world to discover a special pearl. See your jewels pure and bright, enjoy your meeting with pure delight. Embrace your angel for the first time and never forget that special sign. Remember, always in the change of life, to feel the joy of being alive. Be in touch with your inner self and you will see how it will help. Grow the seed into flower, experience the strength and the power. finally to end. This poem is called Blue Imprints. The joy of being born into this world, no matter if you are a boy or a girl. Life's journey is all to begin. Never fear, we are all here to win. Lessons we learn to help us grow. Realizing what we reap is what we sow. All are here on our journey of truth. Be brave and see it will be in the proof. Nourish our bodies, mind and soul, but remember our imprints will tell the story untold. All is accurate in the cycle of life. Time to let go of our troubles and strife. Never despair as we are in the light, where our future is beautiful, starry and bright.
Thank you very much, Urmila, for those very uplifting poems. In each item today, we can see that there has been a united front between men and women. If you just look at the musicians who have accompanied our performances today, the camera crew over there, and also all the work that's been going on behind the scenes. Though this is Ladies' Day, it is clearly evident that we work best with the support of our brothers and our better halves. We learn from each other and can do the greatest work that Swami wants us to do when we work in harmony and unity. That brings me to inform you of a very special event today. It's the 40th wedding anniversary of Vasanthi Auntie and Jayanthi Uncle, so I'm sure you will all be congratulating them, and my heartfelt congratulations to you both. Would like Auntie and Uncle to perform after, so nearer the time if you'd like to come to the front, and they would love for you to do so. I'll now welcome Sister Meena, who will be doing the vote of thanks. Oh, okay. So we have a little story. It's a good job I made some fillers. So the one that I really wanted to share with you was a story about two frogs. So this is a story of two frogs. One was rather fat and one was rather skinny. One day, whilst they were searching for food, they jumped into a pot of milk, completely by mistake. They couldn't get out because the slides were too slippery, so they were just swimming around. The fat frog said to the skinny frog, "Brother Frog, there's no use paddling any longer. We're just going to drown, so let's give up now." The skinny frog said, "Hold on, keep paddling. Someone will get us out." And they continued for hours. After a while, the fat frog said, "Brother Frog, there's no use. I'm so tired now. I'm going to stop paddling, and I think I'm just going to drown. It's Sunday, no one's here at work. We're doomed. There's no possible way of getting out of here." But the skinny frog said, "Keep trying, keep paddling. Something will eventually happen." Another couple of hours passed. The fat frog said, "I can't go on any longer. There's no sense in doing this because we're going to drown. What's the use?" So he stopped. He gave up and he drowned in the bottom of the milk. But the skinny frog kept on paddling. 10 minutes later, the skinny frog felt something solid beneath his feet. He had churned the milk into butter, and he hopped out of the pot. So the message from this story is that, as Swami says, "I will send you tests, I will send you challenges, but I give your spirit the strength to get through them." So I now welcome Sister Meena to the stage.
My most humble pranams at the Divine Lotus Feet of Swami. On behalf of Halifax Sai Group, it's my pleasant duty to propose a vote of thanks. Firstly, my humble pranams and heartfelt thanks to our beloved Swami for helping and guiding us in hosting this event. I would like to thank the management of Ravi Hall, who have given me premises for a disco for the event. I would like to thank all the participants both local and those who have come from afar, for putting in a lot of sincere effort in presenting their songs, bhajans, skits, and dance sequences. I would like to thank the guest speaker, Srimati Praveena Srikantan, for her uplifting talk. She has travelled all the way from Newcastle for today's function. I would like to thank all the side devotees from Manchester, Bolton, Bradford, Leeds, Sandbach, Oldham, Newcastle, and Southern Devon, as well as all the devotees from Halifax who have kindly attended today's event. Lastly, I would like to thank Gentle Mosi, who has kindly done all the cooking today, and all the volunteers who have wholeheartedly supported this event. The guidance and advice of the members who could not, however, physically attend today's function is also greatly appreciated. Jai Sai Ram, and have a safe journey home.
Just whilst we're waiting for the singers to get into their places, it's been a pleasure to be your compere today, and I hope that we can see all of you next week in Warrington for Swami's birthday celebrations. So I think we're just about to start.
परमं पवित्रं बाबा विभूति परमं विचित्रं लीला विभूति परमार्थ इष्टाय मोक्षप्रदानं बाबा विभूति idamaśrayami sacred holy and supreme is Baba's vibhuti pouring forth the sacred stream is play of vibhuti so spacious is its life it grants liberation Baba's vibhuti its power protects me परमं पवित्रं बाबा विभूति परमं विचित्रं लीला विभूति परमार्थ इष्टाय मोक्षप्रदानं बाबा विभूति idamaśrayami बाबा विभूति idamaśrayami मङ्गलं गुरुदेवाय मङ्गलं ज्ञानदायिने मङ्गलं प्रतिभासाय मङ्गलं सत्यसायिने मङ्गलं सत्यसायिने मङ्गलं सत्यसायिने
Saram, everybody. The Halifax group have lovingly prepared Mahaprasadam for all of us. Just before we recite the food prayer, I've just been advised to tell you that through those doors is where the ladies can receive prasadam and towards the back of the hall for men. So we'll conclude with the food prayer today.